sometimes you have to go out of the country to appreciate your own country. Elder son of the elder son, Indian family and a Chinese family want to be a fashion designer is a lunatic. Are you mad? They will say that is not a business.
Looking at you today, I feel so underdressed. I need to look better for you today. Dato Sri, I'm sorry. I didn't look better. I didn't dress
It's
better.
okay. As long as you are now inspired, that you make my
To
day.
do better, you know?
I'm not a trend follower. I'm a trend setter. So that you dress sometimes that people just don't get it.
Welcome to another episode of Life Confessions, and my guest today is yet another iconic person. Now, this is a fashion icon, the one, the only Dato Sri Bernard Chandran.
Oh.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, pleasure is mine. Thank you.
It's been I think half a year since we last spoke to you,
Yes,
actually
exactly.
on the Breakfast show,
Yes.
where we found out you are a big fan of Nirvana.
Yes, of course. It's mad, right?
Yes, there's so
And
many
like,
aspects to you. There's so many sides to Dato Sri Bernard Chandran.
Because 30 years ago is how cool it is.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
music is like really like.
Tell us more about who is the Bernard Chandran who's away from the fashion designer. If we took that one, I mean, it's going to be very hard to separate the fashion designer Bernard Chandran.
Yeah.
But if we took one part of you out, what would be left? The Bernard Chandran who is not the fashion designer.
I would say obviously I enjoy my kids, my family. So we do things like a lot of they are quite interesting. So I learned a lot from them. From the younger, they have a different different attitude and different needs. But now they are all graduated, so it's so much to learn from them. I think I that keeps me youthful.
Yes.
And obviously, of course, my parents are not around now lately, so that I also do a duty as the elder son of the elder son to visit their sisters and my aunties, I would call them.
Yeah.
And then also get to know more about my far cousins.
Yeah.
Which is 50 ringgit t-shirts are very expensive to them.
Right.
So then I'm
Right.
here selling maybe 50,000 ringgit an outfit.
Yeah.
So it's a very different mindset. But it's nice to see, and then the sitting with her in the noon, and it's just like more about. I think that is something that is really inspiring for me to be a person. You know what I mean? Here I am somewhere, sometimes follow my client or whatever, their private jet or their beautiful home. There it comes at a very simple house.
Yeah.
A simple.
So you remind yourself.
Yes,
that,
always.
yes,
Yeah.
you always know.
Yeah. And make sure my sons follow me to involve some time to see. Then they will be very inspired to know their family trees.
Yeah.
Also, they created why we have cousins are like this. I mean, my cousins or my far relative.
Beyond, there's so many sides of you that we've learned about, actually, right? Of course, you are very well known for being an iconic fashion designer. But beyond fashion, what other art forms or personal experiences influence your creativity and approach to design?
I think inspiration is like to me is like it's a mindset. You know what I mean? There's no particular order or things that I say that this is the thing inspired me. Everything inspired me. Even this room. If I sit a little bit longer, that if I have time, so that there's many things inspire me. And why they put the tree and this kind of a light and this kind of this. So and then all of a sudden you have like the way you put your carpets and So the lines are quite interesting. So where I put it, but it's not necessarily I utilize as a print, or maybe it could be my embellishment or trade work, or it could be in my wall, or things like that. So I get inspired. Like, give you an example. My third child, about to born in 1998, and then my wife in this. It's a delivery room. Anytime to deliver, legs are wide open, everything's like that. So I have a contraction machine beside her.
Okay.
And then because every time the pain comes, the contraction machine is showing the the jagged thing.
Yes, showing the contractions, yeah.
So I know the pain is coming, right? And then he slow it down. Then I know she can, then I can calm down. When the pain comes, then I have to comfort her to be strong, or take a deep breath or something like that. But my head was like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. I can use it in my clothes. So today's time, you call it like
Right.
the finishing unfinished.
Right.
But the time you see all the silhouettes, they have the, you finish it at the bottom, like you fold it nicely, you sew it.
Right.
But I wanted the jagged. So I
Right.
aimed it as a jagged rib.
So the wave that you
The wave,
saw
yes,
for the
yeah.
contractions
Contractions,
that your wife was going through delivering your third child
Yeah.
actually became inspiration.
Yes, I utilized to all my
Wow.
clothes, the sleeve of the hand, and that will develop. You do the first. Can you imagine that in the chiffon or whatever? I ripped it off like that, or sewing embroidery like the finishing. So it's not folding. So you have some sort of pattern. Then 2 layer, 3 layer. It comes up. It will be multiple. Then you put bead on the same thing.
Wow.
Then the best part is like today, of this age and time, you call it viral. But that time, after 3 years, I do all my collection from modern to traditional outfit like that, the finishing. And you can travel to Southeast Asia where you go to people who related to our style, our tradition. But in Indonesia or Brunei, I see people wears that. It does inspire a lot of people around. So you feel like, you know what? That you done something right, that people are
Right.
enjoying that.
Yeah.
That's how we should, in a way that I can't give you 50,000, but I can inspire you.
Yeah, that's amazing how
Yeah.
the life of your third child actually now is a part of so many other people's lives in
Yes,
the clothes
yeah.
that's
And
amazing.
my clients, they are very aware,
Yeah.
because I have a clientele who they not only they like fashion, but they also like the craft. So they understand. Then they see it. Then they see so many people have. Then they say, oh, I don't want too many people have it. Even to the market, they have it. But that's how is fashion all about.
Yeah.
It comes all the way from there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That one person that we have to constantly create and invent.
Wow, it's just anything could spark create. You're constantly absorbing,
Yes.
absorbing. Yeah.
That's how I think minds are very powerful. What you want to talk about. If you crave for something, sitting and eating, then you will crave and you come more and more and more.
Yeah.
So so that I like to play with the brain.
Right. And you've had an amazing life. There's just too much to highlight. Now, your journey from Malaysia to Paris
Yes.
in the 1990s was pivotal.
Yes.
How did your experiences there shape your vision for modernizing traditional Malay attire and what has come to even reaching this point where we are at now? Like, did that initial experience play a role in that?
Okay, can you imagine the 80s when I grew up with music videos, and that's how I like fashion, because of the music videos and from all the rock stars and doing it. So we have very limited of access about seeing fashion. If you have a fashion week in Europe, Malaysia, that time in the 80s, you have the newspaper. It come 2 weeks or 3 weeks later after the fashion week, and there's a little bit of highlight of what's going on.
Right.
So you don't get much information. Then you wait till a few months to get the magazines. So as a student, the 16, 15, I really love fashion through music, as I said. And there's only one program called what do you call video fashion.
Video
You can Google now. It's amazing. There's 86 I discovered. And before that, I always the music videos that I always record and I enjoy the music is from like the top 40 UK, top 20 UK, or top 10 and US. There's the only two. And the fashions come from the music are mostly from England, UK. So I thought I'm going to go to the city. But when video fashion came, then I realized, yes, UK fashion is like creativity. To me, it's like there's a lot of ideas, but something gave me in my heart is like kind of like a student fashion. But when I saw European fashion, like for example, especially Paris, I find it is craft. I find it is class, is dignified. So I loved it. And I switched all my system. I want to go to Paris,
Right.
Europe. But then that time that I don't have much resources and I'm very young. Then I told I'm only 20. When I go to Europe is when I'm 21. And I was saying that I will leave this country, Malaysia, and I won't come back because I'm going to get freedom in there. So I left. When I went to Paris to study it, fantastic. So everything is good. But come to history of costume, history of fashion, I'm studying something about Western culture, Western style, Western window, Western balcony, and wrought iron. They are beautiful. But it's nothing to do with me. I felt,
Your
I have
culture.
goosebumps. Yes, it's nothing to do with me and my culture. But I never want to come back. But after 4 years, I told my wife, Malaysia needs me. My country needs me. So I need to go back I had to turn around. And on top of that, I had a friend, So you go there, you sometimes you have to go out of the country to appreciate your own country. You know what I mean? So then you're very young. So it's normal for a young boy to just like, to get out of the house. Then you move out. You realize your mom's amazing. So yeah. So that I would say that then I have a friend, he's from Australia. So he's going back for Christmas. I said, why don't you go to Malaysia? Malaysia is fantastic. Everything, Twin Towers coming up and blah, blah, blah. And he just said, okay, go. When he go and he came back after Christmas in January, he just told me, listen, I went, I love it, but I love your food, but I think everybody dressed the same. Like the baju kurung was standard and, everybody is using 4 meters and using sari to do the baju kurung. It's standard. So I totally get him. So I get upset. So I just, all this put in my a point that I just say, when I go back, I will change them. That's the whole reason why you see why I have this Petang Raya 2006. I have enough money. I will do a full-on show, total shows about our tradition and culture.
Right.
So contemporize them. That's what I learned in Europe, to modernize things,
Yeah.
So that's the reason I came back.
Wow.
To spin the game.
Yeah.
And also like that time was the encouragement of like elder son of the elder son, Indian family and a Chinese family want to be a fashion designer is a lunatic. Are you mad? They will say it, So is not a business, It's something that you like it, probably you forget it, and they will be not going to be something that our part of the world will embrace.
Yeah.
So that I have to convince my parents, and finally I get it. They supported me for sure. That that time my Indian Chinese family can imagine. So they let me go, but they support me after that. Before that, they was try their best not to let me do. But they also, because why are they open-minded? First of all, they are Indian Chinese. They're not supposed to get married together at the time.
Yeah.
They're not allowed, but they did. That means they're already a type of person who kind of open-minded. So for that fashion, they allow in the end.
Challenging what was may have been considered the norm.
Yes, exactly.
Did that play a part in your worldview, when just by the fact that you are the product of a mixed marriage?
Exactly. Yeah, I would say yes, because constantly I hear when I talk to she's my best friend, my mom. So she tells me how tough and how hard and how narrow-minded people are. So that time. So she always teach me to see things openly. She's much more open than me even now.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes, certain day I talk to her, she will just tell me something that I will spark. Oh my God. Yeah. She's in the 80s. She's telling me something like, it's like so open-minded, look at things. That's why I not choosing making in a Chinese baju or something else. They will say that a traditional Malay baju has nothing to do with me. People do ask me the question. I said I just loved it. I thought that is a silhouette that I enjoyed it. It's a long 2 meters unique. I mean a long tunic. I mean you have a tunic dress and then you have a long skirt, and how you contemporize them.
It's so easy to see why you're the person that you are, because even now when you speak about your craft, you speak about it with so much passion, right? You've been able to create, in fact, iconic designs over the years. What's your personal philosophy behind each collection, and how do you stay true to yourself while still adapting to, ever-changing trends in cases, to stay relevant? It's like you be yourself, but you still also move.
As I said, a mindset, and I look at everything openly. But obviously, first of all, I think that I studied, the one thing that I said, I'm not the kind of, they call it a designer. I never put myself as a designer. Yeah, they call it a designer. But I always put this thing already pushing a really boundary and giving me myself. I always call myself, when the day I landed here, back at home 30 years ago, I just say I'm a fashion creator. What is fashion creator means? You invent. So every season, everything you create, you must always find out, okay, just say this Bernard Chandran t-shirt. Why my t-shirt are special? So from every level, is that the texture of the fabrics, or is that the cut? Is that the sleeve? Is that the stitching? So the collection, every time this is a question. And these are the things that I also sing to my teams. So everybody join Bernard Chandran, we always say why we are so special. So whenever they suggest something or do something, they always have something new. So like maybe we do a Raya collection, for example. Our sarong have a pocket, you know, and the pocket not necessarily a usual pocket. There's a kind of like a, but at the same time, it had to be proportion, and it have to be, you know what, it's not, is that the mold of it, the outfit?
Right.
You know, it's at the end of the day, you also want your client to wear the clothes, not the clothes wear them.
Right.
So all these are consideration, you know what I mean? It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but then it's we constantly pushing, you know, from embellishment, updated them, the stitching, the pattern making, you know, the sleeve, you know. So every level, choose the new print. Why our prints are like that, you know? So obviously I'm from Asia. We love diamond, we love print, we love shining. We embrace them. You shouldn't feel like, oh my God, you're not trying to be cool, trying to be what do you call, you are like geometric. No. But then when you can mix them up to make it a little more cool. So that the people who are employed to work, or whatever, so I always contradict them. I don't choose a person like what I like and they have to like the thing what I like.
Right.
So they totally contradict. They don't like diamond. They don't like print. They don't like colors. So we work together and make sure we will come up with something.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, I always get really inspired whenever you speak about, you know, your craft. And even looking at you today, I feel so underdressed. I needed to look better for you today. Dato Sri, I'm sorry I didn't look better. I didn't dress
It's
better.
okay. As long as you are now inspired, well, you make my
To
day.
do better, you know. And it's obvious that you are expressing yourself through what you wear as well, right? And also people say that in many cases, fashion is a way to not just express yourself, but to express a collective community as well. What are your thoughts on this?
I think obviously fashion is very personal. It's up to you to how you want to want the other person to see you. You know, some people be themselves. You know what I mean? But you have to be very strong-minded. Like, for example, I'm not a trend follower. I'm a trendsetter. So that you dress sometimes that people just don't get it. But there are a lot of people would make fun or they have their opinion. You know, you can feel it. But it's because I loved it so much. Do I care? You know what I mean? Fashion change. You really like. Fashion change means that it's also like a society. Like for example, where you want to be, which group you want to be. So you dress to fit them in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean or not? Like even like for example in the 50s, you see they literally menswear. For example, they wear the undergarment. Now we call it the undergarment is the t-shirt that you are wearing out. So it changes every decade or every every seasons, you know. So it's I think that is definitely some people like if you want to like cheat yourself, like you know, I'll put it myself. If I wear a simple t-shirt and the jeans, just a simple t-shirt jeans, already I have the character of I'm very confident by myself. When I will sit into a cafe or whatever, it's easier that people want to be my friend. They want to talk to me very easy.
Right.
But now what I have, like with all the jewelry and certain look, then they will be like, oh, he looks nice, but we better don't go there. He probably is a big time drama queen. Look at him. So I know exactly how. So I, with my black class, don't come here.
So a lot of thought goes into even before you walk out of the house. You know, today this is what I need the world to see me as.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I enjoyed it because you know what, you are representing yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So that then if you know that I work with a lot of people and I know sometimes you are not your character, and then you want to put on something that you are so soft, delicate, very sensual, but you're not one. You're not one. And then you give a wrong persona or an attitude that then somebody who fall in love with that after 3 months they found out you're not. So how it works. So I see that. So sometimes it's better. That's why I say you be who you are, and you get the person who accept who you are.
Right.
So that's the best deal, I believe.
Yeah, I am with you. I am with you. Do you believe that, you know, fashion has the power to challenge societal norms and conventions, like what we think is regular now? Does the way our choices when it comes to what we wear and how we portray ourselves, can that change what is considered regular now?
No, the kind of like just now I was saying the last question. it changes. Like for example, I said it changes.
Right, like the T-shirt
like the
that was
t-shirt,
initially worn under.
yeah, one under. You know what? Like who women's was like, used to wear big skirts with all this corset and everything. And everything after 1900 it changed. Lace made for men. Today women's wear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So fashion definitely it changes. And then
With life.
with life, yes.
Yeah. And people.
Yeah. Then you segregate, or okay, you want to know where you want to fit in.
Yeah.
Especially cultural wise, it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to look.
Yeah.
You look the way that group that you identify with
Yeah.
actually, that sense of belonging
Yeah.
starts with the way we look as well, right?
You want it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You decide.
Have people come up to you and said, like, thank you for being who you are because you made me want to be a better person?
A lot of time in many levels.
Yeah.
In many levels I have, and they say very grateful. I have many person who like kind of like almost my age. They feel they wish that they met me earlier.
Yeah.
So they have one wardrobe. Now they're fighting with their wife one more wardrobe. Yeah, but they feel their priority was different.
Yeah.
Then when they approach me, to me it's very simple. It's like I just, because sometimes again they have it inside boiled up, but they don't know how to come out. They admire, or they want to do it, or they want to be fashionable, they want to dress, they want to try. But everything is like, how do I say, it's like a sport.
Yeah.
You can't do 5 kilometers in a half an hour. You can't. It takes a process. Fashion is the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just gain one small ring now,
Yeah.
so that nobody get noticed, no affected. So tomorrow you wear 2 rings, and somebody approach you, oh, you have 2 little rings. Then after 3 months you have 1 big rings.
Yeah.
So they get used to it. Then you have a neck change, so nobody cares. So so that now I see some of my friends.
Yeah.
They no longer want their cars. They don't buy from me, but they change in fashions or whatever. So to me, it's like I always say that, oh wow, I changed somebody who enjoy.
Yeah.
So they do tells me that, and then they fit in wherever they want to fit in. Where before they feel like, oh, I can't fit in this place.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like, what's the question that you asked me? That is like,
the fact that it changes people and it changes culture as well, because fashion can play a part in making a change. Because if you can find something to represent that change that you want, then more people can show that they support this change by then also wearing or presenting themselves in that way. And the larger you see this group be present and be observable, then the change starts to happen. Wow. You've had an amazing career, right? 3 decades in fashion, and I'm sure your opinions have changed, if not like improved over the years, right? What key memories or moments have been the most significant in your career when you think about it now? Because you've had so many though. What's like big moments that come to mind?
When I was very young, I think about I want to work with the most richest people in the world, and I don't even know who at the time. There's no Warren Buffett, there's no Bill Gates, and there's no Elon Musk. But then I realized there's only one Sultan Brunei royal family. They were very rich in the 80s, and then the late 80s and the 90s. So then I forgotten. I went to Paris, then I came back. But you have to make an effort sometimes. So I don't even know why in 1994 I flew to that city. End of 1994, I flew to Brunei, just stand and see, oh my God. Because because Michael Jackson went there. And then they have this Jerudong Park. So I just went there. Then nobody go. And then my friends asked me, why are you going to the jungle for? Why do you want to go to Brunei? What is that there? So I went there. I stand in the, what do you call, right at you visit the like every palace on the main gate.
Right.
Some days I will go. Believe me, nature just on it.
Right.
96 and there. Cut long story short, yes. Of course, it's not that easy, but I went. And then, I'm still working with them for 30 years now.
You've been working with the Bruneian royal family for 30 years already.
It will happen. So, and many things. Like, for example, my mom and dad. So I have to bring a letter of was a very emotional for all our family because it's never even dreamed in their life. They just want to live comfortably in Malaysia and get their children educated, my parents. And they're trying to stop me being a fashion designer, but I'm bringing a paper that I'm going to sign it to have a datoship. So I just literally went to them and I just make an appointment with them and said, Mom, can I come and see you now? I got something. Then she was worried that I had a problem with my wife. You know? So
That's the most Asian response ever.
Oh my God, why are you so serious? You know? Did you fight? Yeah. So we said we both coming so that they can solve our issue, right? So then I just told them, should I sign to get it? She couldn't even believe it.
Wow.
She said, I'm about to stopping you to become a designer. And today, you see, the world will change. You don't know what is the future.
She actually said that. Your mom actually said
Oh yes,
that.
they knee down. They was crying,
Wow.
holding my dad's and mom. That is the, it's a son. I cannot give her anything,
Yeah.
you know. But that was the best thing that I gave it to this one side of the Indian family and one side of the Chinese family. After that, we got it. We came back, and the whole clans, the both sides of the clan, they had a party for me, and I was crying 7 hours.
Hope you're drinking a lot of water.
Yes, I was sitting down there and each of my nephews holding the papers and reading P for what, E for what, inspired, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's just like, it's the toughest thing for me to become from a fashion designer. That's already tough enough. I got it, work it. And then now you got this. And then both sides of the family, you don't see any of it. It's normally for people who become the ministers, or people in the militaries, you know. But this is like, they recognize art, music, fashion now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So that you never know what's the future.
Yeah.
Just see the best now.
And you were a pioneer.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a change, you know. So learn a lot. You know, not everything is like fantastic, but everything was an amazing, I call defying experience.
Wow. Yes, keep going. Like what keeps you going? Where does it come from? This drive to just keep going.
As I said, I get inspired. You look at things very positively. You look at everything beautifully. You look at everyone have the best characters in their own. You know, we don't know. We have to look at the four different side of a person's opinion. Sometimes they don't like something or they have an issue. So I constantly want to improve myself as a person.
Yeah.
You know, because I have kids. So how do you actually? What the best gift that you can give to your kids is like. You learn by example. If I want them to read, I better read. If I want them to pray, I better pray. So you want to talk right, you talk right. Because you give your DNA to them. So you better get it right.
Yeah.
So it's tough. Don't get me wrong. That's why I need to get up in the morning and do the meditation and do the running and do things that before they get up. I have to do it constantly and be consistent. It's not just do it 1 week and then forget about it. And push yourself. It's tough. Believe me.
Yeah.
You know, but you get used to it.
Because you make it look effortless.
That's my business.
Yes. Right? It's really hard
Yeah.
to make it look easy.
I put 5 chains on my neck. Make sure it looks effortless. And the big rings and the bracelet, this is supposed to be like mad and tacky, they would say. But no.
No. And we appreciate you for being here. Now, you know, when we look at your designs, your collections, they often reflect Malaysia's like rich cultural tapestry. Like you said, you know, you draw a lot from Malaysian culture. How do you ensure that your work resonates with both local and international audiences when it's something that is so Malaysian? What is it about the work that you do that manages to cross that bridge of both local and international appreciation?
Oh, okay. I think that because as I say, I'm very enthusiastic that time itself. So I absorb a lot in West. You know what I mean? So my mom also quite a cool lady. So she liked to dress up, even though she just work in the factory, a simple lady. But she go as if like she owned the factory. But that also inspired me a lot. And she talks about quality. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like also it's the biggest gift that also I see Europe. So I work with a team and look at what do you call our tradition and cultures, and you know, so how to contemporize that, you know. The same time, how do I give colors to West? You know, when you do last time in Europe, everybody's kind of a dark, You know why they are wearing so much of color? Because of the social media. They could see the our part of the world who wear lots of jewel, lots of colors, lots of prints. That's why you see them using a lot of colors now. It's all also they inspired and takes a lot from us.
Right.
Yeah, that you keep it right.
Yeah.
You know, so that's I see is that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not about, that's why when people say like international, whatever, I say we are international ourselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So to answer to your question, that I think that that because of I'm so diverse in there, and then working with a diverse group of people, the team, then when I create and something, if I want to create a sari, for example, you know, so you see them, it's like a 6 yard. I probably give them 8 yards, and then that you got an extra pleat there, and all of a sudden I think some mostly I want to use like feathers in embellishment for that. So you know what I mean. So yeah, I would do things like this.
Right.
So totally, that a lot of people will see all my traditional clothes are, because I think that I'm from this part of the world, and I understand Southeast Asia. We want to keep on push it. Above all, the craft must be right. You do it, not a costume. You know what I mean?
Because
So
it can bridge, it can
yes,
walk that fine
it's a
line.
lot now.
Yeah.
Want to prove it to each other, like, oh, you know what, mine's better, or that is appear to be a costume. So I in Bernard Chandran is not that.
Right.
We are talking about real work, so it's all what you call documented.
Right.
So that it's like we are thinking about the next generation, so the next person become the creative director of Bernard Chandran must understand the philosophy of everything made must be documented.
Right. Wow.
You know, so that why we literally using feathers, or I even have a fur baju kurung.
A fur baju kurung.
Yes,
I think,
yes.
hearing you talk about it, I think it makes it plain that the main reason that you've managed to, your collections, your clothes have managed to appeal to both local and international audiences is you. It's your design sense and your mind.
Yes.
It's not something that's external that's coming in. It's something that's inside,
Inside,
that you're sharing, right?
You know, when fashion they design. You know, they try to fit in. But we have this thing like Bernard Chandran is a fashion creator. So what is new? So every collection that we put, we had to put it contemporary, so that they can sit it in the front row. Not only you do this big brand that everybody knows, that you sit it in the front row with that, then you feel secure. No, you look at Indira Gandhi. In the 70s, she wear a sari with a cool hair, with a color there, and she get down from the car, just walk up to the podium and just namaste. Nobody said everybody else wear the gown, but she don't, and I still remember her only.
Wow.
You know what?
Wow.
That is the cool thing about that. So why that I always see my baju kurung will sit in the front row, you know, that people must check it out. Because the rest, they don't even ask, because they knew what collection of that brand or what collection of that brand.
Right.
But what are you wearing? That's what they don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
so,
amazing to hear what you've absorbed over the years and are able now to just, like, you can point out moments in your life that matter, and moments that we can all share in as well, like the Indira Gandhi moment. You know, now when you think about current day, today, what are the primary challenges that, you know, the Malaysian fashion industry faces today, the main challenges that we face today, and how can designers collaborate to possibly overcome this main challenge?
My opinion, I will say it, I see now, you know, is my opinion, and I just feel like, to me, is that I embrace craft. I think it's important. So now it's yes, price point is important. When you do a price point, so now what? It's also how we want educate client. So it's all about cheap. So you see, you are a designer, but you design something with price point. So I don't do that. You know, it's my opinion. I think that it's your crafts that are important. Then there is boil down to the client. Do you want a craft? Do you want to wear something that has story to tell you, and that you can keep the thing that for 100 years, that the next generation understand? That is craft. That is called fashion. That, you know, it's not about I can sell how. Sometimes you hear that people say, I mean, that is a one step. There's so many expect that we have to change and think. Yeah. So now it's amazing that we have many designers. Confidently, parents let the designer become a designer. But it's not about all social media, how fabulous I am and how much I sell. Oh, so many people buy my thing. That is not important. I never hear that people talks about, oh my God, look at the skirt, look at the flow, look at the fabric, look at the stitching.
Yeah.
That is important.
Yeah.
Because can you believe it? Why I say this to you, when I came back from Paris, just 30 years ago, when I interview that time itself, when I interview staff to join my team, and they all come and impress me by saying, "Oh, one day I can skirt 9 days, 9 skirt. I can sew 9 skirts," so that I could employ them.
Right.
But I just say to them, "Darling, listen, I don't want you to sew 9 skirt in a day. I want you to sew 1 skirt in 9 days. So let the client pay that." And we have such a beautiful like Karawang and Tulang Belot. All these take time to sew. If you don't put all these things together and just how do we going to be known for our craft? We keep on losing it. And why I'm saying to you, when I was a student there, and also part-time, I worked in the Louvre, where the fabric department.
You worked in the Louvre?
Yes, I mean for a fabric department.
Right.
That when people come as a student, you pull the taffeta. They come and look for taffeta, because that time it's kind of like a lot of fabric. They want to know just say about taffeta. Taffeta in 1700. So people make a Marie Antoinette's gown or whatever. So what kind of color, what kind of thing. So today people need to see the history. They need to check on the past, the texture, the weight, the color, all the things, how they will redo it.
Right.
That's why I say documented is very important.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Can you imagine I do 40 years?
Yeah.
Where's my things? What is you talking about?
Right.
What is my first collections?
History is
it?
so important.
No.
Right.
It's gone. Then waste
Wow.
time again.
Right.
So that's why that I utilize when I came back. I have today. That's why I don't know the people. I also do a lot of exhibition now to show. The last July that we did, I showed my 89 as a student, 1989, what I designed, make
Right.
clothes.
Was
My
it the
budget
Myth
grown.
Evolution
Yes,
event?
yeah. So they have all these old clothes. I never sells my collection.
Right.
Yeah. Then I one person don't like stock. So I know I don't do ready to wear now, because I think I'm a first generation. I focus on our craft, our technique, so that I don't know what's going to be the future, but we're preparing now, so it's easier for the next generation. So one collection is a collection, how we inspire the collection, what kind of mood board that we do.
Right.
It's all go to the archive. While we do that, musics are working on the mind. What kind of music that it misplay. So everything is kind of together.
Right.
So that kind of thing. So then there is flow to pattern making, draping samples.
Wow.
That is also one archive go.
Right.
Then the clothes are produced.
Right.
Then we do the collection, for example, the show.
Right.
After that, 6 months, we show it to the press as a press day. So the quality of the work, you don't see the fashion, you see the fashion show, but you don't see the quality, it's not good. So they come and they see the lining and everything. Then client can try and see and they order it. We don't sell the collection. And then it goes to the press and give it to the press, minister to do the shoot. Celebrity want to wear it? Yes, all have to come back to us.
Right.
And after 6 months, 9 months, it goes back to the store. So in PJ, we have a big, huge archive for 40 years of a collection.
Wow.
When I was a student till now. So almost 3,000 over look.
Pieces. Wow.
Yes, pieces plus all the things that we never use, buy, and inspire. Yes. So that is.
It's like your journey. It's like your entire journey is there on display.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, all the pieces. When people talks about it, that's why when you ask the questions, I would say it's the best thing. Because we are designers like many years ago, the West designers. You are the designer, you are the businessman, you're also an accountant a little bit here and there. So you also have to do PR and marketing and entertain the client. Where the West now, you see the designer with the brand, their duty is only create. They don't care about the marketing, they don't care about the sales.
Right.
So everybody, it's a big
just
business. Yes.
Locked in this room.
Yes. But we don't have to worry about that. That's why I say I came back. It's a new market. It takes years, but it's okay. Do what I know.
Right.
You know?
It seems to frustrate you that this has has happened.
Yeah.
It's come to this now that people don't seem to take pride in the work that they do, in the designs that they come
It's
up
more about what I sell, who sell, and then they started to talk about somebody copy who. Oh my God, it's just a fashion. Just do it. And then somebody take it better. You're only afraid the day that people don't copy your idea. Move on to the next. And the
Yes.
next is a creation.
Yes. Preach, Bernard Chandran. Preach, Dato Sri. Please. Thank you. Now, looking ahead, right, what are your aspirations for the Bernard Chandran brand in the next decade? I'm sure you've thought about it. Are there new markets or collaborations on the horizon? What can you tell us about the future?
What I tell about the future, okay, there's lots of things going on.
Mm.
So expect the unexpected from Bernard Chandran.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would say the future is like, as I said again, I planned what I said, that you see all the archives and everything. We plan. I know that it will come as a time that is when I came that we only do what we're doing, and we are the one who always inspired. The idea was we wanted more designers to participate now, presenting the collection and inspired the many. It happens because it's important that everybody knows
Right.
and everybody take pride to dress up. Is already a good market.
Right.
So it's like, you feel like it. So it's good. So what's happening is good.
Right.
So I think there's a fine line now. There's a lot more to like talking about the craft, talking about
Right.
So
having conversations is a big part of change as well. Yeah.
and accept critics. That's amazing. That's how you move forward.
Yeah.
So
Does it look bright?
Huh?
Does the future look bright for both? Are you leading the pack in making this change that you want to see happen?
You know what? I always believe set by an example.
Yeah.
If I want it, I do it first.
Yeah.
I do it so that the rest people will get inspired and do it. Yeah.
Which is what you've been doing.
Yes. Yeah. Just doing it.
Yeah.
I just keep doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. When you ask me as a friend, I tell you.
Right. And man, have you been telling us today. Now we've come to the part where we're going to ask you the rapid fire questions now. So that means we ask you the question, and then the first thing that comes to your mind is what you share with us, which means that at this moment, this could be your answer. In the future, your answer could change.
Yes.
But at this point, this is what comes to your mind now. Okay, ready, Dato Sri?
Oh my God.
Here we Here we go. What's the one word that best describes your design style?
Dignifying.
Ah, nice. What's a trend you never want to see again?
I think every trend have a time for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every trend, that means like
Every trend have a time.
right. So,
So if you that
need
you
to let go of the trend also when it's not the right time for it, lah.
exactly. So they are good.
Right. Who is your biggest fashion inspiration?
Comedy garçon.
Oh, what's the most memorable piece you've designed?
The triangle outfit, blue outfit for Lady Gaga.
Wow.
Or I would say Estelle first, then go to Lady Gaga. Yes. Yes.
Oh, it
Yes,
was
yeah.
originally designed for
Estelle.
Estelle.
Yeah. Okay. The truth is, it was in the collection 2009,
Yes.
summer 2009,
Yeah.
and I had to do an outfit for my wife to do a cover.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that she should wear that. So she wear it. The next thing, I got a phone call from LA. So Kanye West and Estelle. So I gave it to Estelle, and so
Right.
then made to Lady Gaga. So she made it even more.
But your wife wore it first.
Yeah, my wife wore it first.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now
To be
we
honest,
know.
that's the truth. Yes.
Estelle and Lady Gaga copied your wife.
Yes, inspired, I believe.
All right. What's a fashion myth you wish people would stop believing?
Don't say that. The next collection is no brainer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, what's your dream collaboration with who?
National Geographic for the wildlife section.
I have so many questions. Give us a brief on what this creative would be.
I think that the wildlife side is it's about nature, and a lot of nature thing that we didn't see it because I subscribe to the magazine. I see a lot. It's very nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think that how do we utilize the whole kind of a natural nature like that? I'm especially come to, of course, there's so many sections, like art and spiritual, but I really like the the National Geographic because I did once Galapagos,
Right.
the island of Galapagos. I created a collection for that many years ago, but it was amazing. Like you don't see the tutti bird that had the whole thing is white, the bird, and you only get it in Galapagos, and then they had a blue lake. Can you imagine? It's a nature,
Wow.
and the colors that is like amazing turquoise blue. So it's like it's amazing. So the lot of things that we have not realized that. Yeah.
Coming soon, Bernard Chandran and National Geographic.
Yes, I don't know how am I going to hook up, but I'm going to do it.
It's out in the universe now. It's out in the universe, which means it's only a matter of time.
The next interview, I tell you.
Yes, we look forward to it.
Yeah.
Now, this is the final question we ask all our guests. If you had the opportunity to make one change as Prime Minister of Malaysia for one day, that means you're Prime Minister for a day, what would that change be and why?
The what do you call the
Youth?
from the ground, the youth, especially from kindergarten. I say the first thing, about the hygiene.
Health.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it starts from, I think, the ground,
Right.
which is kindergarten probably.
Right.
Maybe 3 years old, 2 years old. The first thing they should start off the hygiene.
Right,
To
more
take care
of
of the
that.
hygiene. Yes.
It's amazing because that one act can change a person's life.
Yeah.
Because if you just took more pride in taking care of yourself,
Yeah.
then life would be different, not just for you, but for everyone else as well.
So it will be, it's like what do you call a dominant effect.
Yeah, no one has ever said that, and that's
Yeah.
very insightful and definitely worth the attention that it's not getting the attention it deserves. Wow, thank you so much for spending time with us today. And again, we look for when that National Geographic thing happens, you'll let us know, right? Right. We appreciate you so much, Dato Sri Bernard Chandran. Thank you for joining us here today.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks.
And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Life Confessions.